turn back the hands of time to draft night. Caleb goes 1, Jayden Daniels goes 2, and you and I both like both players. We didn't have any issues with the top order of first, second, third in the draft in terms of the quarterback.
Yep.
But if we could go back into that time now, redraft style, would you have taken Jayden over Caleb, number 1?
I would have taken Caleb Williams.
You still would have stuck with Caleb?
I would have.
Okay.
Jayden Daniels has a great deep ball.
All right.
He is starting to throw over the middle, but he didn't do that a ton in college.
Yeah.
But Caleb Williams was like the de facto 1-1. No one was arguing who's going 1. Everyone's going who's going 2, who's going 3.
But what you've seen now, you wouldn't change that.
I still wouldn't change that.
Okay.
We're 5 games into both of their rookie seasons.
And they play each other here shortly.
We see Jayden Daniels, 40% of his dropbacks are either play action or screens. 30% of his dropbacks are play action versus not. With a good running game in Brian Robinson, with a wide receiver 1, you can have your opinion on Terry McLaurin, but a wide receiver 1. With a play caller and Cliff Kingsbury, go look what he did with Kyler. An offensive coordinator and a play caller. Cliff was fired. Why not bring in Cliff?
Facts.
New England. With a guy in Cliff Kingsbury who knows how to give gimme plays to your quarterback. And I'm not saying this to take away from Jayden Daniels, but what his situation is. And a guy that he's at 300 rushing yards already. Like, he's actually on track to have 1,000 yards rushing. A lot of that off the scramble. A lot of yards after contact. And what did he do Sunday? You and I loved. He got out of bounds on runs.
Yeah,
like Jayden Daniels is fantastic.
Yeah, he is.
Caleb Williams, though, was pro-style offense with an awful offensive line.
Yep.
No good receivers.
Yep.
His number 1 receiver didn't go until this 5th, 6th, 7th round.
He has more talent in Chicago than he did USC.
Yeah. He's off to 5 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. There were the growing pains. I would still take Caleb Williams 1. I still would. Now, you know how I'm going to go on this one.
Uh-oh.
With that 9th pick, you believed in Darnell Wright and Braxton Jones. With that 9th pick, Olu Fashanu.
Yeah.
They believed in the offensive line. They have cleaned up their play. Shane Waldron got better as a play caller. You just see the adjustments made week by week. But I'm sticking with Caleb at 1. I am sticking with Caleb at 1.
Man, this is a tough one because I'm the president of the Caleb Williams fan club. But Jayden Daniels, what he's been doing has just been ridiculous. It feels undeniable to me. The only thing is, I wish we were having this conversation next week so that I can see Jayden Daniels against a real bona fide defense.
There you go.
The reason I bring that up, I mean, I'm just looking at the Commanders' schedule here.
Yep.
And they've won 4 straight, and Jayden Daniels has looked like a video game, okay? But we're talking about the Giants. Defensively, they're decent, but that's just a bad team. And that was a close game. Jayden Daniels made the plays down the stretch. Cincinnati's defense is a sieve. The Cardinals don't have a good defense. The Browns should have a good defense. I don't know what the hell's going on with Cleveland. So I want to see Jayden Daniels. This is why I bring up this week against the Ravens. They have the Ravens in the big crab cake. The Ravens have a real defense, and they got some guy named Lamar Jackson. So let's see you in that scenario against a bona fide defense, a tough place to play on the road in this league against an MVP. I want to see what Jayden Daniels does there. I think you also bring up a great point about the style of offenses that are being ran.
Yep.
I believe even going back to college, Jayden Daniels in college ran a college offense, kind of gimmicky. Now in Washington, everyone tells you what Kingsbury's calling's very college, kind of gimmicky, right? Not saying the kid's not good. We watch the games. He's special. He's gifted. Caleb Williams has been running pro style his whole life. Back to high school when I covered him, that was a pro style offense. In college at both stops, Oklahoma and SC, I would argue his offensive lines were not good at either place.
No.
He did have weapons in Oklahoma, but at USC he didn't have the weapons and he didn't have the offensive line, and he had a historically bad defense. Historic, breaking records. So this kid still put up numbers and managed to make himself the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. If you watch him now, he's getting his footing under him. By the way, George, we still see a lot of hero ball from Caleb Williams. They're trying to clean that up. It's almost as if when he has time, he's so shocked by it. He's like, wait, I don't need to do a spin-a-rooney like Booker T.
Which he tried.
Yeah, no, chill in the pocket, make plays. He's figuring it out. With the weapons you brought up that he has, His offensive line at times looks sus, but I actually think that line's better than we think. He's just playing hero ball.
Yeah.
So I think that I would take Caleb. Again, it's tough to say that, seeing the numbers that these guys are doing. By the way, these two play against one another. I would bet right now Caleb gets the better of that matchup because he has a better – well, I don't know. That's arguable too. I was going to say he has a better team, but the way the Commanders are playing, maybe they do. But I would take Caleb 1 over again.
In 3 weeks.
3
Home
weeks they
against
play?
the Bears.
It's in Washington?
That's a 1 o'clock kickoff. That should get flexed to the late
It
window,
could be.
in my opinion.
It could be.
Dude, that should get flexed to Sunday Night Football. I don't care.
What's the Sunday night game that
Let me
week?
see.
That's the key. Because if you're going to flex, you got to, I mean, depending on what's on that schedule that night. But
Week 8, hold on.
I would take Caleb 1 again. And I could live to regret that statement. We all could. I tell you what.
Oh, dude, Cowboys 49ers? No. Kick that to 4 o'clock. F Jerry. Jerry, go F yourself. I do not care about you. And put Commanders.
Why is Jerry catching strays?
Because Jerry Jones sucks. And he never going to be like, well, you got to protect Jerry. Jerry, I built up this league now. You see now, boy. I built this league to what it is today and how you market. The Cowboys suck. They can't stop anything. That is going to be a blowout. Bears Commanders should be that Sunday night game. Oh, 1,000%. What do you want, Chiefs Raiders? No.
Poor Jerry.
Ravens Browns? No, gosh. That is actually the best game Sunday. Bears Commanders.
Jerry, I would like to
Because of
apologize
Jayden
to you.
No, don't apologize to him. The guy that says, no one could do this job any better, effing better than me. You know why? Because I give CD Lamb $100 million guaranteed. And I give Dak Prescott $230+ million guaranteed. No one can do. I wait to pay my guys so they get more guaranteed money, and then I say I don't have money for Derrick Henry.
Right.
And look at my run game.
Oh.
Look at the playoff games since our last Super Bowl. I'm 5-13 in the postseason. I'm 5-13. I'm the best. Get the Cowboys out.
Boston has entered the chat where you get random Jerry Jones. Hey, he shows up.
You started with Triple H. Yeah, you started with, we got Triple H and Jerry Jones.
I had a Triple H reference, a Booker T reference, and now we get a Jerry Jones reference. Hey, in fact, why don't you get involved here? 617-790-0928. That's a hotline. Hit us up. Leave a voicemail. Or send us an email at the chat at nesson.com. I mean, listen, we want you to get involved here. Jayden Daniels or Caleb Williams, if you're redrafting, would you still take Caleb 1 or are you going Jayden Daniels? I'm sure the people in D.C. for sure are rolling with Jayden.
To boil it down, I would – that's interesting because Caleb's from D.C.
Right.
He's from Baltimore. D.C.
He's from
area,
D.C.
Where he
Yep.
did high school.
Yep.
The quarterback with his pro comp being a marriage of Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes,
Sure.
that's the guy I'm drafting.
Yeah. No,
That's
I'm
Caleb
with you.
Williams.
I'm with you.
That's it.
And over time, I think Caleb will be a better
It's 5
player.
games in.
Yes.
I understand the conversation. I do like having it. But the uptick we've seen from Caleb has proven something. And this is not to take away from Jayden Daniels.
Right.
This is not to take him.
Facts.
In another draft, he would have been 1-1.
Yeah.
In next year's draft, he would be 1-1.